Chapter 2 of the Gospel of Matthew takes us into a story full of powerful contrasts. The birth of the Messiah is recognized by wise men from the east who follow a celestial sign from afar, while the local king Herod feels threatened and plans his death. The mysterious wise men from the Orient come to Jerusalem in search of the King of the Jews, guided by a heavenly sign. This event deeply disturbs Herod, who hides his fear behind a mask of false piety. Cunningly, he tries to use the wise men to locate the child Jesus. But God's plan prevails. The wise men worship the child and, warned in a dream, return by another route. The tension rises as Joseph is warned by an angel and flees with Mary and the child to Egypt. Shortly thereafter, Herod orders a brutal massacre of infants, a desperate attempt to eliminate the one he sees as a rival. But Jesus survives, and after the tyrant's death, the family returns and settles in Nazareth, thus fulfilling ancient prophecies. This chapter unites the heavenly with the earthly, the holy with the dangerous, and shows that from the very beginning, Jesus provokes both worship and opposition. It is a story full of hope, conflict, and fulfilled destiny, inviting us to reflect on who truly recognizes the King. Let us begin our daily study. Matthew chapter 2. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of King Herod, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star in the east, and have come to worship him. When King Herod heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They told him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it is written by the prophet, And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler, who will shepherd my people Israel. Then Herod secretly called the wise men, and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, that I too may come and worship him. After listening to the king, they went on their way. And behold, the star that they had seen in the east went before them until it came to rest over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly with great joy. And going into the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then, opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed to their own country by another way. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, and said, Rise, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you. For Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him. And he rose and took the child and his mother by night, and departed to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet, Out of Egypt I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, became furious, and he sent and killed all the male children in Bethlehem and in all that region who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he had ascertained from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children, She refused to be comforted, because they are no more. But when Herod died, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Rise, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the child's life are dead. And he rose and took the child and his mother and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there, and being warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee. And he went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled. He shall be called a Nazarene. When the wise men did not return to inform Herod where the child Jesus was, he became enraged and ordered the killing of all male children under the age of 2 in Bethlehem and its surrounding area. His goal was to eliminate the newborn child whom the wise men had referred to as the King of the Jews. Matthew 2, verse 16. At that time, Bethlehem was a small village. The total population likely did not exceed 1,000 inhabitants. Based on estimated birth rates, it is assumed that there were between 10 and 30 male children under the age of 2 in Bethlehem and the surrounding region. Therefore, most scholars believe that Herod likely ordered the killing of between 10 and 30 children, although some suggest a slightly higher number. This tragedy is not only an act of cruel violence. Matthew presents it as the fulfillment of an ancient prophecy from the Old Testament, written by the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah 31, verse 15. It says, Then what was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and she would not be comforted, because they are no more. What does this prophecy mean? Ramah was a town near Bethlehem where the Israelites were once gathered before being led into Babylonian exile. Rachel, one of Jacob's wives, is seen as a symbolic mother of the people of Israel. Rachel's weeping represents the sorrow of all Israelite mothers over the loss of their children. Matthew uses this prophecy to show that what happened during the time of Herod, the mothers weeping for their murdered children, is a repetition of Israel's ancient suffering and also a sign that the Holy Scriptures are being fulfilled through the birth of the Messiah. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to seeing you again for another Bible study.